All right, welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Jay. I got another special guest in the building. I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself.
What up, y'all? It's Jilla Beats, representing the orchestration, West Side of Shy, L Town 400. You already know.
How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm good. How about you, brother?
I can't complain. Now you already said you from L Town, so you from West Side.
West Side.
So what was it like growing up on the West Side?
Man, the West Side is the best side, man. I wouldn't I wouldn't put it no other way, man. It was rough. It was all a hustle too. It was rough, it was a hustle. Just had to grind, man. I'm pretty sure it's the same way everything else, everywhere else, you know what I'm saying?
From your childhood up until now, like what you think has been the biggest change that you've seen uh, as far as the West Side go?
Besides them knocking down, like, it's more vacant lots now. Ain't pretty much nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple of new stores. But other than that, man, it's same old.
That's crazy. Now I was watching another interview you had, and you said you learned how to make beats on a Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah, man. Look, real talk. I was using. I think yeah, Super Nintendo. Yeah, Mario Paint was on Super Nintendo. It was Mario Paint, and it was funny because like if you see how programs and stuff set up now,
Right.
the Mario Paint was set up like that a long time ago as a video game. We talking like, man, years ago, real talk, like maybe 25 years ago.
So when you got the game, did you know it was capable of doing that, or you just got the
Nah,
game on some
I had
kid shit?
I had no idea. I didn't even know what I was doing. I think I just ended up getting the game, and like I say, it was set up like the programs we have today. It was like it had a mini uh Photoshop in there. It had the way I was making beats. It was set up like it was already sitting on Pro Tools or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was kind of like wow. You know what I mean?
So did that game usher in the wave of you actually wanting to be a producer and an artist, or did was that already in you?
I think it was already in me. I think it made me want to keep going because I was always amazed at the sound I was coming up with off a video game. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I had been around a couple of guys, or I know some people that had beat machines or whatever. They was doing their thing, and then like I'm seeing them have just all this equipment, but it's to me it wasn't like adding up. With the sound, and here I am with a video game sounding like industry standard music. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm gonna give you a quick little idea. So you gonna have the idea before this interview actually aired to the public. You should go buy you a Super Nintendo, buy that game, and then make you a beat live with that video game,
The
bro.
game,
And then create like a little contest for artists to jump on that thing.
man,
That'd be crazy.
that's like you have to look that game up, man. We ain't finding that in the stores, man. You might have to they have to be on the side somewhere. Like now, like the next level game I had got was Music Generator. Now I still got that disc, and that one went. That was PlayStation 1. That's the next game it went to. It went from Super Nintendo to PlayStation. Still a video game, still making beats. But we could do that one. I want to do Mario though, cause it's kind of fun. You know what I'm saying?
So where did your passion for music come from though?
Well, I grew up just all around music. My parents and them, they just listen to music. My brother was a DJ. He was a old school house basement DJ, and he always had equipment, turntables, big speakers or whatnot. So me being young and seeing all this equipment, the minute he go outside, I'm over there just touching. You know what I'm saying, getting a feel for it at a young age, to the tune of I was something like a baby DJ already because they used to always tell me go change the record. Back then they was playing it on a record, a 12 inch or a 45. They're like, go change the record, go change the record. So I got used to changing the record, putting the needle on there, all that stuff. So I think it was just basically just from being around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How important do you think it is? Like, because you're saying as a kid, you came up seeing these things. How important do you think it is for a kid to actually see somebody doing something constructive with their time other than just sitting around?
I think it's real important. It kind of like give them an idea to do something. Don't just be sitting around. Like I wanted to say the video game thing, but now you actually can get paid for playing video games or making video games and all that stuff. Now that was one of the things I was gonna say. Instead of sitting around, playing the game, doing nothing, watching TV. But now video games you can actually make money off of it. Do something like that. But I think it's good for the youngins to see somebody like doing something positive, trying to make something of themselves and others at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I think that's like a good positive vibe for them.
Now, producing or being an artist, which came first?
Uh, I think I think being an artist kind of came first. I might be wrong because at the time, it was only it was kind of like two turntables and a microphone. So I got into like rapping when I learned the DJing part of it and learning about breakdowns. Always catching that piece of the beat where there's no vocals and it's kind of funky, and learning how to like kind of loop that at an early age, and saying little stuff over it. I ain't making no sense, but I'm trying to mimic what I'm used to hearing. And then I always hung out with like older people. So like one of my guys, he stayed across the street, which him and my brother, they was friends too, and they was on the DJ thing. He had equipment also. But like it was like once I went over his house, he had a few pieces my brother didn't have, which was the keyboard and the beat machine.
Right.
And my friend, he didn't know how to use it. He just knew that, man, my brother got equipment. Come on. And me getting there, it was like I instantly like, I don't know, knew what I was doing. I never read no instructions or none of that. Nobody never really taught me how to use the beat machine. It was just like he'd tell me, like, push this and push this. This how you do that. And that was it. Everything else, it was just off creativity. So it's kind of almost a balance. I think it was both at the same time. I think I just fell in love with producing first.
Now, being a DJ, now I know it's extremely hard to control a crowd. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now, a DJ does that through his music and how he set up different, like you say, transitions and breaks and all that.
Yeah.
So, how hard is it explain it to a normal person how hard it is to actually DJ and control a crowd?
Man, first of all, you gotta know your music. You gotta kind of like be able to just see your audience. You know what I'm saying? So first come with basically know your music. You gotta have you a nice catalog. It get frustrating if you if you don't got your music together and you ain't making the crowd move, or it's like it's always a dull moment and you're gonna get looked at. You're gonna get people walking up to you, hey, play this, play this, play this, play this, play this. Once you get into that mode, it's like
it's over with.
It's over with. You know what I'm saying? It's a headache, but it's real. But it's real important that you know your music, learn the different genres of music. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be all right. Learn once you get your music together. After that, basically get your skills together as far as, like you say, getting your transitions together and your blending, all that type of good stuff.
Now, you do a list of things. There's so much I don't know exactly everything that you do. You feel me? Now, I know you DJ, you produce, you're an artist, You got your own radio station.
Yeah.
What I'm missing, bro?
We got an app, the orchestration app. You can go in your app stores, download that. I don't know. I think you might have said everything. If something else pop out, I'm like, oh yeah, I do that too. But it's I don't know how that all that happened. Everything just like developed over the years. I never really asked for like all the extra stuff that I do now. You know what I'm saying? I think it just came to me.
Everything just organically presented
Yeah,
itself.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, where do I want to go with it? Cause I wanna get into how you started the radio station, but I also want to get into like the business of being a producer. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I link with a lot of producers and I had conversations with them, and I can't answer they they questions because I'm not necessarily in the production business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you an example that I heard. I think I heard this from Jermaine Dupri. He had an artist that sold a beat for like $100, and when he sold the beat, he didn't expect that song to take off and do what it did. Now that song went on to chart and make money for the artist, but the producer wasn't on his business because he sold the beat in a certain type of way, and he couldn't get paid off the back end of what the song eventually did. So what advice would you have for any producers as far as like getting a business in order?
That's just it. Get your business in order. You know what I'm saying? Like you a producer out here, you're gonna be making beats, selling them to different artists, managers, labels, whoever they is. You have to know, how to sell your music and how to get your back end off of it and stuff like that. How to register your tracks, copyright your tracks, have the masters to your tracks. All of that matters. The same thing with an artist. You know what I'm saying? You got to pretty much own your talent.
Now you got I don't know how many songs on the radio right now, but how do you make these records that somehow always find their way to the radio? Like are you making these beats saying, "Hey man, I know this a hit right here"?
I just go out feeling, like the frequency, the vibration. Like I got a lot of beats. Like I might not feel them. Like for me, because again I'm an artist too, so I get first dibs. So if I hear something, it's good, like that. But I'm like, man, well I think Lucky Seven can rap on this, or I think Johnny can sing on this, or I think Cole High can rap on this. Like after a while, after me creating it, that's how it comes to me. If it don't grab me first, like man, I think this dope. I might need to put this to the side. It'll always pop out like, well, man, who can I hear on this track? Whether it's a Jay-Z or somebody, or whether it's people in Chicago, that's up and coming that I'm working with. Like, man, this sound like this person. This sound like this person can go on that track.
What would you say is some of the growing pains that you had to deal with as far as being a producer in Chicago? Because I feel like producers are the last person to get their credit most of the time.
That's one of the things, like as a producer, like not getting your credit. I never really had that problem though. You know what I'm saying? Because I usually be on it, like, come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm calling you, like, hey, I don't see the ass cap on my end. Once you register something, it show up on all parties. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't see it, I'm calling niggas like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Or as a producer, I'll register it myself. You know what I'm saying? The other problem is you get a lot of artists or managers or whoever they is. They don't like to pay the producer. You know what I'm saying? It's always like a, work with me. When I make it, you gonna make it. All of that. You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and money, to come up with these tracks. Like,
Facts.
First off, the equipment not cheap. You know what I'm saying? The plugins we use, everything, it ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? And Yeah, we need our money. You know, a lot of artists, they do buy records, tracks, and they don't even really do nothing with the music. You know what I'm saying? And some guys, you can give them a track and they still don't do nothing with the music. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, man, well, we look at them like our babies. We want to see them grow up and see what it do. We just can't give you nothing. You don't do nothing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of cats, they don't really do nothing with it. Even if they do record something to the song, they still don't do nothing with it as far as like shoot the video. Even when you shoot the video, are you still promoting the song? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing extra marketing and promoting for the song? So it's like, man, let us get our money up front first, and then y'all can go ahead and play around. You know what I'm saying? And if it do something, we still kind of good because, you know, if you get your business together, you'll definitely get your back end. And that goes back to the number one thing of being a producer. Make sure your business in line, because a song might not pop that year or those first couple of months, but when it do pop, you still want to make sure everything lined up. So, you know, you eating too.
Right now, as somebody being so accomplished out here, like what would be one of those moments where you would toot your own horn and say, "Damn, I did that." You feel me? What's something you hang your hat on?
I hang my hat on like I'm still here. I'm still doing what I'm doing. Like right now, I'm able to be here. I'm blessed to be here to even give you this interview. That's like a good thing right there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I've dealt with or done music with, they like they not around no more. They gave up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I tip my hat off just on me not giving up, by me, you know what I'm saying, grinding and pushing every day, hustling, doing what I got to do to make ends meet, you know.
Now, what made you say I want to start my own radio station? Because first off, being a producer and an artist, like you say, it ain't easy, bro, and it's time consuming. And now you are owner of a radio station that's even more time consuming. So, what made you say, "Let me do this"?
I think because the radios play a big part in music, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like I feel like I want to be a platform for artists. You know what I'm saying. So why not have a radio station where, you know, artists can come get interviewed. We playing their music. It's even opportunity there. You can even come get your own podcast going. You can be a host. You can be a DJ. You know what I'm saying. Basically, just to open up opportunities for people that don't have opportunities. You know what I'm saying. And I feel like a radio station is a good field for people that's doing music in general. You know what I'm saying? Whether you the artist to the program director. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a good field to have and open up to create jobs and opportunities.
Now, you spoke on having a app for your radio station. Like, explain the thinking behind getting the app, because a lot of people don't even see that as a lane, bro. Yeah. Having an app is something different, and it sets you apart from a lot of different people.
The app thing, having an app is like hands-on with whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? You could just click the app and whatever updates you're looking for on that company person is right there, versus you gotta, let me go to Facebook and see what this person got going on. Let me go to Instagram or see. Or for me per se, man, I want to do, he got some new beats up. Or back to the radio station, like, man, I missed last week's episode, or I need to chime in right now. You know what I'm saying? Or I need to book some studio time. It's like all right there. You don't have to like go through all these different sources just to basically get up with us, to contact us, to see what we got going on, the updates, the music. You know what I'm saying? Everything is in one thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, you know, that's the beauty of it. And then it's ours. You know what I'm saying? Nobody own us, none of that. You know what I'm saying?
So somebody could purchase a beat from you through the app, and then they could resubmit that song for radio play directly through the app.
Yeah, you can buy the beat. Check it out. You can buy the beat. Then you can turn around and book the studio time to record the beat. Then you can turn around and get it played on the radio and turn around and get interviewed on the radio at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I see what
And
you're
then
doing.
depending on the person, if we like you, man, oh man, you want to co-host or you want to host or what you think about doing a podcast? You know what I'm saying? There's just so many lanes that come with like having a radio station that you could do. You know what I'm saying? It's a job for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just got to know your place.
Yeah, man. I see what you're doing, man. I see
Yeah.
what you're doing. Now, how do you stay focused on the goal at hand? So let's say right now you locked in. No, you got a session tonight at 7 and they want a fresh beat. You feel me? They want you to cook up the beat in the studio. How do you go from CEO back to producer?
That's easy. I don't really like stick my chest out about the CEO thing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is with that. Like, it ain't nothing to really brag on because at the end of the day, it's me. Whatever title it is, I think it's easier switching from CEO to producer when like the producer now I'm becoming an instrument. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just zoning out. That's like, you know, the whole orchestration thing. I'm one of those instruments in the orchestra. You know what I'm saying? I become one of those when it's time to get in producer mode. I feel like the CEO part of it is more of the conductor. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of tricky, but I love the producing thing because I love the feel and the expression that I make the artists have when, you know how you get chills when you hear something real hot, like you ready, like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I just love that feel, or to see that other person have that feel. And it's, you know, all good music, all good vibes.
Now, you're a producer and an artist.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you find a way to produce? I mean, how to promote yourself as an artist and a DJ? Because like you say, you in there making the beats, and you might have a cold beat, and you like, man, I need this for myself. But at the same time, a big artist or even an artist on the come up present themselves and say, man, I got something for this beat. And then how do you go from this person may do it better than me as far as being an artist or rapping on that beat?
I feel like I'm a real person, you know what I'm saying? And if a person come to me and be like, man, I think I got something for this, I'm the type, well, let me hear it. You know what I'm saying? And if it's hot, it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's get it. Because I feel like for me in that part of it, either way it go, I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? Whether I rap on it or not, I'll be winning. You know what I'm saying? He rap, I produce the beat. I'm still on it. If I do both of them, it's still me. So it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can you name a couple artists that you working with right now? Cause I
Uh,
know Johnny. Every time I see Johnny, she be like, "E Jilla Beats." We gonna have to do a collab interview. You with E Jilla Beats. So
yeah. She's definitely one of the artists that I'm working with right now. We got something coming out real soon. I'm working with Cold Hard, the Crucial Conflict. We got something coming out real soon. We just dropped a video called Mother, Hey Mama. It's out in all digital stores. They can go check that out. It's me, him, K Easy, Mr. J. Um, I'm doing something with Shy Blizz. Shy Blizz got something coming out. Lucky Seven. Upcoming artist Hot Rob 287. Man, I can. It's a few of them I'm naming because, you know, it's like a machine going on, and we trying to crank out the hits, trying to make it happen on some Chicago No Limit type shit.
now, like you said earlier, like you don't brag about your position.
Right.
So how like it had to be how you was raised as far as like just being so humble and, you know what I'm saying, soft spoken about exactly what you got going on. So I would say, how would you explain the current state of Chicago music? Because you got a lot of artists that get on, they don't reach back. You feel me? But I feel like if you in a position and you can help somebody, you gonna help them.
Exactly.
So how do you feel about like that crab in the bucket mentality that they try to label Chicago with?
I think it's more of once the artist or whoever once they get that first check or two or something, it changes the whole, oh, I'm gonna come back and help everybody thing. You know what I'm saying? That kind of changes, and a lot of people out here was like was always less fortunate. So once they got their shot, it was like, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it rolling. And some people, it don't even be that they not trying to help or look out. Like, majority of the time is that they can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real. A lot of them can't because a lot of people get caught up in these bogus contracts, these bogus deals, so it kind of cripple you and it doesn't allow you to do a lot of things. So usually when you see an artist that got out there a little bit or whatever, and then you look up and they just back at home and they just always back at home, then okay, that time is up. You know what I'm saying? Because when they was signed or doing what they was doing, yeah, you was on the road, you was working, you was here and there and the other. But see, now you back home. But again, the contracts and stuff, the deals they was in, it didn't allow them to do certain things all the way to the tune of they don't even own their music.
Or they name.
Yeah. So a lot of that comes with the crab in the barrel thing come with people that have been there and done that, not reaching back, helping, but reaching back, letting the up and coming artists know what not to do. Right. Nobody's teaching these up and coming artists, hey, look, I've been through this contract, I've been through this, I've been through that. Don't go through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it like this, do it like that. A lot of the up and coming don't have no guidance on that. So they look to these other artists that are already out here. They be looking at their interviews and listening to what they saying, but their situation is totally different because a lot of those artists, they have become big names. You know what I'm saying? They still out there. But when it comes down to I think it's just like a hometown thing. When it comes down to the hometown, I think you should always teach the hometown, the up and coming, your little brother, it's something like your little brother, your little sister. You got to show them the ropes. You know what I'm saying? If you done been there and done that and you know what's to come, why not get that game back so they don't have to go through that? And I think that's what that is lack of, like teaching the up and coming. You know what I'm saying?
As an artist and a producer, like how important is it for you to remain independent so you don't actually have to deal with those pitfalls that come with the game?
I think it's very important to stay independent. Just for all those reasons, so you don't have to deal with the nonsense. I don't need nobody owning my records, my masters, or anything like that. There's no stipulation on the companies, like, we owe somebody or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Independent is really the way to go. Some people, well, I'll take that deal. I've said it once myself too. Depending on how they talking and the amount of money they talking about, I'll take a deal. But it's not just gonna be some, oh well, man, I never had $1 million before. I never, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sell my soul either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what they throwing at me. Like, man, is it really right? Like, cause a lot of people think, well, I'll take that $5 million or I'll take that $10 million, but what comes along with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, am I owning my music? How long I gotta work for you or be up under you for this 10 million? You know what I'm saying? And out of this 10 million, how much am I really gonna get? You know what I'm saying? It might say this like this, but after everything else and paying people off and everything else, they're gonna have me saying, I'm gonna have to recoup. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's really best to stay independent, along with just basically learning the business. You got to learn the business, and you'll really understand why it's important to stay independent. You don't have to split them percentages like you split them percentages with these labels. Right. And you're not really even splitting the percentage. They giving you like a penny to $1 type of thing off a lot of stuff.
And that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, stay independent. if any artist out there looking to get in the game, or you already in the game and you making moves, you making stuff happen, man, make sure you stay independent. If you don't know too much, man, hit you up an entertainment lawyer. It don't hurt to ask questions. Ask questions. You know what I'm saying? If it's something you don't know, man, ask somebody. Don't just sit back and then wait till it happened to you, and then now it's like it's a bitter thing going on, and some people get discouraged and give up and all that because one thing happened to them. But that's because you ain't know, and people don't teach, and then you got people that don't ask.
Facts. Now, I like to ask this question to everybody. If you can go back and give yourself any advice, like your younger you, like what would it be?
Go harder. If I could tell my younger self, I'd tell myself to go harder. Because I can remember, like, trying to balance it out. Like, man, am I going to do this music thing? Or am I going to, call myself being outside, being this street dude or whatever it is? Or am I going to play ball? So I just be like, go harder. Because at those points, it was either go harder or any one of those things. And I know for a fact, had I went harder, I'd be at a different level. You know what I'm saying? That I'm at now.
All right, before we get out of here, let everybody know how they could get in tune with Jilla Beats. If they want a beat, once again, shout out the app. Tell them everything you got going on.
Man, everything Jilla Beats. That's EJILLABEATS. Instagram, Facebook. You can go to ejillabeatsmusic.com. You go on there and check out the latest beats, the latest episodes of the Orchestration Radio. Don't forget to go download that app. It's in all your app stores, the Orchestration. You need studio time, man, hit me up, 773-357-5089. Man, let's rock out.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for sliding through and just giving the information that you have. Because a lot of people, like you say, they'll have the information and for some reason they'll hoard it and they won't give it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like we as individuals, like our goal in life is one, to help other people, you know what I'm saying? And that's to provide insight. Like if we ain't helping somebody, then what we doing? You know what I'm saying? Because you could have a $1 billion, bro, and still be empty in the world. You know what I'm saying? Be in that big ass glass house by yourself. Exactly. You feel me? So I appreciate you from sliding through and chopping it up with me.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
No doubt, bro. Now this has been another episode of Conversations with Jay.